All right, man. NBA YoungBoy's career is officially over, and here is why. NBA YoungBoy was indicted by the feds today after a couple of days ago he pled guilty to his case from 2020 in Baton Rouge, where he was shooting a music video and they had guns. They had all the bazookas out. They had all the thuddies. They had all the sticks, the choppers and the whoppers with the switches on the back. And when the police were called, everybody dispersed.
The drama surrounding Baton Rouge native rapper NBA YoungBoy continues. The rapper was arrested around 4:30 Tuesday morning on multiple drug charges.
There is a lot of drama surrounding him and the guys that he associates with. We believe that some of those guys have been involved in criminal activity here in Baton Rouge.
The rapper was one of 16 arrested at the scene.
3 of them, I believe, were convicted felons. So if they didn't have weapons in their possession, they were around weapons.
According to BRPD, they all attempted to run upon their arrival.
There are individuals out there that started tossing their guns. Some started running. They were attempting to hide. There were a group of them that were attempting to hide.
The alleged suspicious behavior led police to search cars at the scene. They confiscated 14 guns, $79,000 in cash and drugs.
People generally don't walk around with a combination of 80 grand in their pocket. One having right at $50,000 in his pocket.
The incident is being investigated by BRPD as well as the FBI, which could lead to federal charges. Golden was released on $75,000 bond Tuesday afternoon.
And actually, this was the case that everybody thought that NBA YoungBoy would win, because a lot of evidence will be thrown out because the police illegally searched through the cameraman's footage to know that NBA YoungBoy possessed a gun. Mind you, when everybody got arrested, everybody else claimed the guns for NBA YoungBoy. Everybody was trying to play their part. Now, this situation would go to a grand jury and they would say, yes, we want to indict him. We want to press charges against NBA YoungBoy for a felon in possession of a weapon. Now, when they went to go serve the search warrant at his house in California, NBA YoungBoy backs out of the house. They put the lights on him and he takes off. They end up getting him while there was a gun possessed in the car again, and he had new charges on top of the charges that he already had.
Rapper NBA YoungBoy was arrested and taken into custody. The 21-year-old, whose real name is Cantrell Golden, was wanted on an outstanding warrant. Officers tried to pull him over around 11 a.m. Monday. They say he refused to stop and eventually took off on foot. He was arrested around 1 in the afternoon. Back in September, Golden was arrested on drug and firearm charges in Louisiana. Katie Johnston for CBS LA.
That's 2 federal charges. Now, NBA YoungBoy would actually go to federal court and beat the feds.
Not guilty!
On the second charge, he didn't even go to court for the Baton Rouge court charge yet, but things were looking up because things were getting thrown out, the evidence. So people were saying, man, it looked like NBA YoungBoy might go 2-0 against the feds. Now, in the midst of these court cases, NBA YoungBoy will be moving to Utah under strict stipulations. House monitor, can't leave the house, can't leave the premises, but things were going well for him because he was steady working. His career was going up until this happened.
Rapper NBA YoungBoy was arrested this week at his Mill Creek home in what the Cache County Sheriff's Office is calling an ongoing investigation into criminal conduct. 24-year-old, whose given name is Cantrell Golden, has been confined to house arrest since 2021, awaiting trial for a federal firearms charge. He was booked into the Cache County Jail yesterday on suspicion of unlawful activity, including identity fraud, forgery, possession of controlled substances, and possession of a dangerous weapon by a restricted person.
You see, earlier this year, NBA YoungBoy would be charged with 63 charges in a Utah prescription drug and fraud operation. The feds would come and swoop down on his house, and the details would emerge, and they would say that NBA YoungBoy basically was a junkie for the lean. Basically, they saying that he had an underground criminal ring enterprise, all in the name of Waukesha. They said that NBA YoungBoy basically was calling around in different counties across in Utah, using fake doctor identification numbers, they knew every stipulation you needed to use to get the prescription drugs. Now he would send people down there to get it, and they would eventually get caught, and they would trace everything back to NBA YoungBoy. Now they would go in his house with a warrant, and they would also find gun charges. Now he's in trouble. He has 63 charges, and one of the charges now have been picked up by the feds. But they waited until NBA YoungBoy pleaded guilty just a couple of days ago for the 2020 gun charges that started all of this. Probably because now he's facing 63 state charges, but they picked up the gun charge right after the guilty plea. So basically the feds are going for the gusto when it comes to NBA YoungBoy. And this is what happens when you beat the feds. There's a target on your back. You have to be straight and narrow. And NBA YoungBoy didn't do that. But NBA YoungBoy has never listened. And it seems like now all the stuff that he used to get away with is now all the stuff that is going to be his apparent downfall. His charges that he pled guilty up to, they charge up to 10 years for that. And now he has state charges, 63 charges to be exact, in 2 different counties. And now he has federal gun charges picked up by the feds. Let's talk about it. Goddamn, NBA YoungBoy, you seem like you got yourself in a sticky situation on this one, man. Got yourself in a sticky situation on this one, man. But hey, listen, man, you ain't got nobody to blame but you. You know what I mean? I bet you sitting in that cell right now realizing, damn, that quote true when they say that trouble is easy to get into, but it's hard to get out of. And see, you came in the game in trouble. So it's only proper that you leave the game in trouble. Now, I ain't saying you leaving the game. I ain't saying that you potentially ain't never gonna get out and never drop music again, or you don't have music that's gonna happen when you're in jail. But we all know while you're in jail, especially for an extensive amount of time, the time that you facing, and you still got unresolved cases, it's not looking too good. It's never gonna be the same when you're in there like it is now. You see, the days of going to jail and people just commanding that they free you and you getting out, like Gucci Mane used to go to jail and come out hotter every time. Go to jail, come out, get out hotter. It's too many rappers now. It's too many rappers. It's too many rappers that are getting arrested for us to focus, man. Your fans are growing up too. Yeah, these ain't the 16-year-old fans that was screaming out free YB and YB better and spamming people, getting bots and all that type of stuff. No, these fans got something better to do. Them fans that was at your court case, they growing up. We don't even, to be honest with you, we forgot that you was even in jail. We forgot NBA YoungBoy was in jail because you ain't putting out music every 2 minutes. You ain't putting out that music. You ain't just goddamn putting out all of that music. You ain't giving us all that content. You ain't online. It's just quiet for you. But I mean, how many gun cases does one need to realize that maybe I shouldn't possess a gun? You see, this ain't that Boosie shit that's going on where it's like, hey, I'm not a violent felon, so I should be able to get my gun rights back. And you see how they did him? When you beat authority, they're gonna come for you. Both of y'all is facing the same thing, but Boosie had beat the case at first because he ain't no violent felon. You, on the other hand, you are. So I'm not sure how this is gonna work out for you other than doing your time. Hopefully you can get all these cases, get sentenced, get everything done, and hopefully they can run them together instead of running them consecutively. Because if they do that, then you're in deeper trouble. And they put you in a trick bag, my boy. I ain't gonna lie, they put you in a trick bag. You pled guilty just to go to Utah, and you probably was gonna try to come to some type of resolve with that. But now you got another Fed case. And guess what? I know that that's eating up your money. You see, kids, man, this is why it's better to leave the streets alone. It's better to not even be involved in this type of coonery, buffoonery, this stupid foolishness, because look at all that he's doing. He done probably spent most of his career on house arrest and most of his career just making another lawyer rich. He ain't even been able to provide. He can provide, but he could spend that money on his kids. He could spend that money being free. NBA YoungBoy ain't never gave a damn. And that's why he is where he is. People like NBA YoungBoy who think that they are above the law, especially when you get you some money, yeah, y'all gotta go. And that's what this is. Excuse me. Ooh, I was itching. But yeah, excuse me. That's all that was. Like, you people gotta go, man. Like, it's only so long that you can get away with things. I remember you slammed your baby mama and you had the shootout in Miami. Somebody died. Just multiple arrests over the years. Well, guess what? Sometimes God got to sit you down. And I'm praying for you, man. I hope that you get out, but I also hope that you can come out of reform, man. I mean, you wanted to beef with everybody while you was on house arrest. You was openly doing drugs. Didn't you tell like the DA or somebody that you not gonna stop doing drugs? You think these folks didn't want you? Well, we got something that's gonna stop you from doing drugs. I don't know if it's gonna stop you, but you gonna serve your time while you do them drugs in a little box. You had a mansion in Utah with horses, four-wheelers, kids. You had unlimited hoes in there. They beat up your baby mama. It's just always some drama, man, with you. So you gonna have to do a lot of growing up before you think that you could be a free man. I don't want to hear nothing like. It's certain people who I respect and I don't. Like Pooh Shiesty, when he go to jail, you don't hear a word from him. He accepted the fact that he did wrong. He doing his time. NBA YoungBoy, you be in there, you, Kodak, y'all be sending letters acting like y'all ready to just delete yourselves, and I'm really going through it, which I believe every aspect of that. But sometimes I think you'll serve a better sentence when you just accept what you did. So this is the consequences of your actions. You should have put your kids first. You married, you should have put your wife first. You should have did that, but instead you thought it was worth it to shoot music videos on your block with guns out in broad day. You thought it was smart to still go possess a gun and run from the cops when they served their warrant. You thought that it was cool to get a team of people to feed your drug habits while you were on house arrest. And now you still had a gun in the house, and now that's coming back as another federal gun charge. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all agree with me? Or do y'all think that NBA YoungBoy, hey man, this is the price of the game, man. You want to be involved in that? That's, you know what I mean? Y'all let me know what y'all think down below in the comments, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, and we out, baby. Boom!
You are now tuned in to the LaFlare Lounge with your host, Big-Just-LaFlare. Motherfucker.
You are watching a master at work.